Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. After having learned Dakshinamurti Stotra, and then we want to do meditation is contradiction in terms. The first thing about meditation is never done. Upasana is done. Going to the temple, lighting the lamp, chanting the Lord's name, chanting the arti, eating the prasad. This is upasana, which is kriya pradhan. Devotion or love is not done. Love is not a verb. It is a noun. Verb means I love you. So here the word love is used to indicate an action. I love you. Okay, love te raho. What exactly we mean? So when I love somebody, then I want to do something for him or her, whether he suffers or not, I want to do love. I am telling you my experience. But the love is never done, so too the meditation is never done. So we will learn how to undo meditation. No. So many years we were told meditate, meditate, meditate. You have come to a wrong place. What can I do? It is something like you have come to a vegan restaurant and you are asking for chicken. Your fault, not anybody's fault. Then the shopkeeper will say, but this chicken is a vegan chicken. Then you Therefore, first we have to clearly understand that we are not doing waking, but we are living in waking experience. We are not doing dreaming, but we are in the dream and then go through good or bad experiences. We do not do deep sleeping, but in the sleep we start snoring. So, waking is not done, dream is not done, deep sleep is not done. Then why do meditation? We have to live in meditation 24/7. So, what is that meditation which is lived 24/7? Life is a time pass. Whenever time pass principle is taken, we are not influenced by victory or defeat. That is living in meditation. Like we play with the children, and the child is concerned that I want to win this game. But we elderly people are not, if we are elderly. There are many grown up children, they fight. So, the first principle living in meditation is Bhagavad Gita, Sukha Dukhe Same Krutva Labha Labhau Jaya Jayo Tato Yuddha Yujjasva Naivam Papam Avapsasi. So when we do anything in life, either we win or we are defeated, we gain or we lose, we get happiness or misery. Let it be. This is how the life is. द्वन्द्वैः विमुक्ता सुखदुःखसंज्ञैः गच्छन्ति अमूढाः tad avyayam padam. Bhagavad Gita, 15th chapter. Dvandvaihi vimuktaha. Dvandva is what? Everything in this world is existing in couples, in dvandva, the twins. There is nothing in this world which is singular except Paramatma. And his I doesn't have plural. He, she, it, third person singular. They, third person plural. Thou, second person singular. You, second person plural. I, first person singular. We, all persons. We includes first person, second person, third person. Because the I is only one. The third persons could be many, second persons could be many, but first person singular is only one. Therefore, dvandvaihi vimuktaha. When we get influenced by any experience, somebody is born. And that body is the one who is struggling to do meditation. Friends. Therefore, we have to go through our life carefully, happily. थोड़े गम है, थोड़ी खुशियाँ, ये जीवन है. What more meditation you want to do? Then second thing. देखो, सुनो, बक बक करते रहो. How much we talk. Living in that awareness that whether other person is interested in our talking or not, we take a revenge. बैठो सुनो. This is meditation. Living in meditation. Third, living in meditation. Yesterday you were all enjoying after everything, is it not? So I was sitting with Chaitanya and him. So he went. Prashant came here. I went to my room. Why Swamiji not has come? I can smell that thought. Now about this thing I tell you. In Calcutta, there was one girl, Marwadi girl, and I was supposed to go for her marriage. That particular time, my lectures were going on, so I can't leave the lecture and go halfway. So the marriage was over. She was searching for Vijay. When everything was over, she said, I am not going to take food unless Swamiji comes. So her father has to come over. Swamiji, please come. Don't know what to do with her. I went there. And then all young boys and girls sitting around the table, my seat was kept there. I started becoming angry. I said, look here, I got vratam. I take food only from the hands of the man, not the woman. Keep away from me. Second thing, when I am eating food, I don't want anybody to watch me. I'll go in the room and eat there. They were surprised why Swamiji is behaving like this. And then they have no choice. Then the father, Swamiji, why are you doing like this? You also come here. Don't sit there. So he came. And then I told, look here. Now these young boys and girls, they are having that marriage mood. So they will be playing fool, they will be using bad language, they will be having fun. And in that, one Buddha. So we must know where we are required and where we are not required. Living in that awareness is living in meditation. You must have seen. Suppose two persons are talking. Third person comes in. Are we required? No, we don't. See, friends, meditation we have to live 24/7. When slowly we thus start remaining more and more in awareness, then we will come to know that na kuch pana, na kuch khona. So when we sit for meditation, close our eyes. What do we get by closing the eyes? And what do we lose when we open the eyes? This experience remains 24/7 because it is not done. Anything that is done, it begins in time, remains for some time, it ends afterwards. And things are done for what purpose? Something is at a distant place. So you have to go and fetch it. If something is incomplete, then we have to add something to that. If something is dirty, we'll have to clean it. Is the truth that we are far away, Benali? Benali? You don't have to go anywhere. By meditation, are we going to purify the truth? No. Only clear understanding is meditation. And for that, the only sadhana that I do, and I am telling you the same, we have to learn from every passing experience. Then we come to know that all experiences happen in the mind. And we know, but we do not know that we know. What we know, whenever we talk or think of meditation, what is our understanding? Sit quiet, don't move your body, breathing should be minimum, there should not be thoughts in the mind. Now put all these things together. What does it mean? It means freedom from movement, freedom from change. This is what we are doing in meditation. So now, is there anything which doesn't move? Start analyzing the experiences. Yes, there is something which doesn't move. What is that? The space doesn't move. Wow, yes, the space. So now, what is the experience of the space? First, supports everything, rejects nothing, doesn't get influenced by anything. This is the space which doesn't move. So the space is always in meditation. Now this experience of space, let us see, is it our experience? So when the different colors and forms come in front of the eyes, do the eyes change the color? Do they get influence? Is it a burden for them? If there are no colors and forms, is it a loss? So living at the colors and forms means object level, we are in samsara. So live at the subject level. So be in the eyes or in the sense organs. Meaning worldly objects will no more disturb us. Disturbances come in two ways, like, dislike. So when we like, we run after. When we don't like, we run away. So what is the samsara? Constant movement. And we get tired of this movement. Therefore, we go to sleep. And those who don't get sleep, they come for meditation. Sitting meditation, sleeping meditation. So we are learning. So if all experiences happening in the mind, so what is our understanding about mind? We only complain about mind. Meditation is stop complaining about mind. Then learn what is a thought. Is thought a problem? If we have a toothache, is the toothache given to us by the Lord to suffer or to tell, hey, there is something wrong, check it? But instead of that, oh God, why did you give me toothache to punish you? No, to tell you something is wrong. In the same manner, if we get hurt in our mind, immediately know, hey, something is wrong. Now, what is that wrong? Somebody is born. Somebody is always disturbed. Nobody is never disturbed. And therefore, the saying, nobody is happy, is very true. Nobody alone is happy. Somebody is always disturbed. Living in this understanding is living in meditation. So we are constantly aware of all that is happening in the mind. And then we start working. How the thoughts come, where from the thoughts come, and to whom the thoughts come. Start inquiry. We are not doing, we are inquiring. There is a statement in the scriptures, Pramana is not the creator, he is only indicator. Like the arrow mark. It doesn't create anything, it indicates. In the same manner, the mind is only an indicator. There is a pain indicated. But then what happens? We get identified with the pain and become painful. Then inquire who is getting painful. So we come to know there is somebody. Now let us find out how this somebody is born. This example I have given in one or two talks. Very simple example. In Pune it happened. Evening I was going for my talk, one old lady, that to Puneri lady, you can imagine. So she told me, Swami, please come at least half an hour before we can have a cup of tea and then I'll take you to the lecture. I said, all right. So when I went, then all grandmother, same problem. Swamiji, my granddaughter, she chants Bhagavad Gita so well. So I have to suffer. Okay. Then the child said, should I get my friend? I said, no problem. Chanted. Friend was better than the child. So, as an independent observer, I appreciate that child, the friend, more. I hugged her, kissed her, I said, hey, you are wonderful. Grandmother was on fire. She pulled that child physically from my hand. Go to your house, go, go. And she led her to the door. I knew what is coming. Then I took that useless child and then said, hey, you are far superior than your friend. Why did you call her? She is not that good as you are good. Immediately, grandmother changed her color and chameleon. Then, although in Pune, I got along with tea, something to eat. Puneri people don't do that. Now, what was the problem? The problem was I experienced that chanting, but nobody was born. Therefore, unbiased experience. But for that grandmother, it was a question of my granddaughter, samsara began. So why this happened? Because that granddaughter has entered in the mind of that lady, and therefore out of a child and out of a woman, a granddaughter and a grandmother were born. And who is miserable? Not the lady, but the grandmother is miserable. Now that grandchild, how that grandchild has entered in the mind of that lady? If a thorn goes in our foot and we are not aware of it or whatever reason, then in a day or two, there will be a reaction, tissue reaction. There will be abscess. There will be pain. Then you start limping. And then you go to the doctor. They'll ask, do you have insurance? No, go back. So we remove that foreign body, and thereafter what we have to do to quieten the swelling and the inflammation of the tissue? Nothing. Because foreign body is removed. Foreign body created reaction in the tissue. If this is clear, in the same manner, in the same example, that girl entered in the mind of that old lady as my granddaughter, and abscess is born. Then abscess is called as grandmother. Really? Yes. See? And if that grandchild is appreciated, Swamiji is very nice. See, friends, therefore, if we have given importance to anything or anybody in our life, that becomes the cause of disturbance in life. What is meditation? Recognize this. How much importance undue we have given to the things and beings in life. I am telling you from my experience. I was more crazy about cleanliness. The height of cleanliness, can I tell you? The shoelaces, I used to get them washed every day, iron and then put. Have you ever thought about it? Then I went in Hyderabad to somebody's house. And the bedsheet which was put for me to occupy was so dirty, they must have cleaned the whole floor. And instead of putting back, she put on it. And they are good people, but they are not aware that this is dirty. Whenever we are obsessed with anything or anybody, that is the entry of a foreign body in the mind. And that entry is creating an abscess. An abscess is called as thought. And when we nurture that thought, when we nurture the seed, then a sapling will come, a plant will grow, and it will become a huge tree. Then, but is it not duty of the children to respect the elders? Big tree has become. See, friends, so we have to learn that thoughts are not the problem. When the thoughts create a flow, we get carried away by the flow of thoughts, not by the thoughts. And whenever the thought is pertaining to something finite, it will breed the next thought. How important it is to learn, understand, and live that knowledge. So don't think about God, stop thinking about the world. We're too much involved in this. And that is what creates problem in our life. The other day when I was watching IPL in Minneapolis, there is to be in between advertisements. Minnesota is having a big problem of mental stress and depression among the youth. Therefore, the parliament or whatever the government body is proposing these many millions of dollars to help these frustrated, depressed people. Cause is not removed. Friends, the more we become aware of this, that finite theme will breed next thought. Simple example, I want a cup of tea. Finite theme. Next thought, where can I get it? Where is the tea leaves? Where is the kettle? Why don't they keep the kettle? I don't know, somebody's house I went. I said, hey, where is your kettle? No, we don't have kettle. I said, what kind of people you are, yeah? No, we heat it in the microwave. I said, no, microwave, if you make tea, then you will not get realization. So one after another thought. So what is the seed? Seed is, I want a cup of tea. And therefore, meditation is knowing this, and thereafter we have to arrest the thought flow. Now, arresting the thought flow is number one, do not talk to yourself. Now, if we don't talk but we complain, it is okay for you to say don't talk to yourself, but it is not possible. What to do? Suffer. So tell some other technique. Then go to drinks and drugs, liquid spirituality, and then free Shambhavi Mudra. See, friends. Therefore, how do we help ourselves to arrest the thought flow? Then the great teachers told us, entertain infinite theme, not a finite thing. So what is finite? What is infinite? Words are finite. Silence is infinite. And if the words are related to something finite, more subsequent breeding process will continue. And if the theme, the words are pertaining to infinite, next thought will not come. Like theme, I want a cup of tea. Theme is tea, finite. So many thoughts will come. Now, if I have to arrest, then the no tea, enough is enough. But actually, if I take tea, I can do meditation better. Mind will not allow you. Then, this is another technique. Try this. When we are chanting Lord's name, Sri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, it's complete. There is nothing that requires to be followed. I want a cup of tea, followed by where is the kettle, where is the cup, where are tea leaves. But if Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, complete. Then followed by silence. Extend that silence without going to sleep. That kind of meditation is called a Jhatka meditation. Because we have trained our mind. Whenever you are quiet, go to sleep. We want constant chatterbox. See, friends. So, Sri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Complete. No more thought. But the earlier momentum of a theme may send a thought in between. The moment another thought comes, again fire the bullet. Sri Ram, Jai Ram, Ram. Now, in this process, we are not chanting Lord's name mechanically, but we are learning how when the sound Sri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram is, or the absence of the sound is, it makes no difference to us. Meaning, when Lord's name is chanted, nothing is added to us. When there is a silence, nothing is lost. ना कुछ पाना, ना कुछ खोना. And this is 24/7. So when we want to get something or we want to protect something, then somebody is born. When there is no gain issue, no loss issue, nobody is born. When somebody is born, life becomes mechanical. And the same thing happens in your japa chanting. Whenever you chant japa mechanically, you are doing it under fear. I have to complete, my guru told me to complete this. No. Super cartoons. God's name is not chanted to please Lord. He is not miserable, happy. Then we are working on our mind. So by this practice, slowly start extending the gap between two mantras. Take any mantra, whatever you are doing. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. This point I told you in a Dakshinamurti. The mantra is Om Namah Shivaya. What does it mean? It means the one who is chanting the mantra, he disappears. Om Namah Shivaya means it is a passive voice. Salutations to Shiva. Aham Shivam Namami, I salute to Shiva. So in this I is maintained. But the mantra is that where when you think of God, you must disappear. But here we Om Namah Shivaya, 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 Om Namah Shivaya. Don't do that. We are not accounting to somebody. I am telling after you have sufficient background of Dakshinamurti. What I am talking to you, I don't talk to everybody. Therefore, extend the silence between the two words. Then again you will learn that sounds are finite, silence is infinite. So, one thing, you are not talking to yourself, you are not producing sounds. Then, second thing, listen to silence. But silence cannot be heard. Then how to listen to silence? Because if you want to listen to silence, means what? Don't be disturbed by any sound. Now, when we are not talking to ourselves and listening to silence, we are not getting disturbed by any sound, you will clearly, distinctly experience your body has become still without doing any asana. In whichever posture you are, doesn't matter. The second thing, your breathing rate and quality falls down. Breathing becomes extremely slow and shallow because thinking is arrested through wisdom. Therefore, the oxygen requirement is dropped and therefore breathing is slow and shallow. like the space supporting the gross world but not getting influenced by the gross world. See, the mind space will no more be influenced by any thought, good or bad, or presence or absence of thoughts. For the gross space, contents are the gross world. For the mind space, the contents are the thought world. Then there is no complaint about mind is disturbed, mind is disturbed, mind is disturbed. And if this is going as said, there will not be a meditator born. Yatru dhyane परित्यज्य ध्येयमेवावशिष्यते. Meditator will not be born. Like when I sleep, I disappear. There is a sleep only. There is nobody in the sleep. Who wanted to sleep? The waker wanted to sleep. But he is not in the sleep. What is the sleep? Sleep is meditation in ignorance. And what is meditation? Sleep in wisdom. या निशा सर्वभूतानां तस्यां जागर्ति संयमी यस्यां जागृति भूतानि सा निशा पश्यतो मुनेः. In this manner, then we are slowly and steadily able to understand meditation is not done. We have to live in meditative poise. And this is like a knack, a click. Now all of you must be knowing how to swim and how to ride a bicycle. At least between these two, one. Now what exactly happened when we learned swimming or when we can balance the bicycle? What exactly happens? You can't tell it. You have to have it. And once you learn this, swimming or riding a bicycle, you never forget it. It is a knack. Meditation is a knack. Now, those of you know, if we are going from Lonavala to Kandala and down, and if we have got our old ambassador car, you know ambassador car, where every part makes the noise except the horn. So, when you are going down and you are required to apply brake, but the car is such that it applies the brake after 10 minutes. That is our condition. There and then, in a fraction of moment, everything stops. If mind is no more a problem for us. Therefore, when we learn about the mind will disappear. Manasam tu kim margane krute naiva manasam marga arjava. So, what is living in meditation? Living in meditation is we are working on the mind all the time. The only thing is mind your mind is meditation. And this can happen only if we are living in awareness, where we get involved, how much we talk, when required we don't talk, when not required we talk. See? So one of the most important spiritual practices is do not talk to yourself. And before we talk to anybody, ask a question to yourself. Is it necessary to talk? And once this habit of talking develops, nobody can help us. Now, with this, if you observe your own mind, we have not done anything. Only we have learned from our every experience. When the foreign body goes in the foot, there is an abscess, a reaction of the tissue. Similarly, when anything is given undue importance, it enters the mind. And the reaction is a thought. That thought is called a desire. And the desires of two types. I like, I dislike. When the desire is I like, we will run after it. If the desire is I don't like, we'll run away from it. Life becomes marathon. Therefore, but what people will say, क्या फर्क पड़ता है? Go and take something, खो कर रही है. I thought you will have common sense. Everybody is looking at you. Who is this melodious Lata Mangeshkar? So when we are thus remaining in this awareness, then we are living in meditation. Meditation is not a punishment. If a military officer has to punish the newly recruited um, Rangroot, what will be the punishment? Put on the haversack 20 kilo, heavy boots, rifle, lift it up, and run around the parade ground 108 times. Punishment. If the teacher is teaching you something and you have done wrong spelling, then write that word 100 times. Punishment. You must know Dakshinamurti by heart. I cannot write it 100 times. Punishment. Swamiji, I am very disturbed. Do meditation. Punishment. Meditation becomes more of a punishment than a spiritual practice. See? Relax, man, relax. ना कुछ पाना, ना कुछ खोना. Nothing to do, nowhere to go. This poise of yours is living in meditation. All by ourselves. Therefore, the first principle, that experience where experiencer is not born is the truth. That knowledge where knower is not born is the truth. That meditation where meditator is not born is the truth. When meditator is not born, then it was a solid meditation. Oh, I tell you, we never had such a lovely meditation. Is it a Roshogulla or what? People use this term. Swami, आज का meditation जमा, कल का नहीं जमा था. ये आइसक्रीम है क्या? कभी जमा कभी नहीं जमा. Therefore, meditation is okay. Those who are at a body level. Therefore, I am making it very clear. I am addressing to those who have heard Dakshinamurti Stotram. Underline heard. I do not know whether you heard or not. Although I was talking, it is recorded. But whether you heard or not, it is not recorded anywhere. I think I should have kept few cameras like that. Tasmai Sri Guru Murtay Namayudam. Friends. Otherwise, the same thing, sit properly, and then this leg should be here, this leg should be here, and then your kundalini will start awakening. You know what will happen? Gas will come out. These things are there, but we must know what is meant for whom. If you want to have siddhis, if you want to prove yourself to be superior than others, if you want to help the world, then I will have the siddhis. Anybody who comes and to him I give one drop of blood to suck and his cancer disappears. You can get that siddhi, no doubt. But then in no time your whole blood will be drained. People will go, "यार, मुझे भी करो, मुझे भी करो." Prophylactic. Friends, there was one Mahatma in Vrindavan or somewhere it happened. And he said that Maharaj, please bless me with some siddhis, I can help anybody. Then Maharaj said, look here, don't get into that siddhi business. This is an obstacle on the spiritual path. Patanjali Maharshi in the third chapter of Patanjali Yoga Darshan very distinctly mentions that is Vibhuti Pad. Vibhuti Pad means if you have Sayyama, if your mind is controlled with reference to time, space and object, meaning when your mind doesn't run in time, in space and in object, that mind is called as fully controlled mind, Sayyama. Now such a Sayyamit Manaha, such a mind, when it is intensely focused or applied, all the dormant siddhis will start surfacing. They are in every one of us. So, for one example, it is said that Kantakupe Sayyamar, when you are able to focus such a controlled mind on your esophagus, Kantakupa is esophagus, on your esophagus, you conquer hunger and thirst. You will not be required to take food or even drink water. Then you do that. Thereafter what? See Mahatmaji, he has not taken food for last 20 days. But then how can he survive? He takes at night. So what do we want to prove and to whom? See friends, this I have myself experienced in one place. I was in among the Aghori, Aghoris. I was with them for some time. So they were having their sadhana is at night. In between there is a fire, then they'll be singing, dancing, drinking, smoking and all that. And I was simply sitting there. And then they were telling, one was telling this happened, that happened. So one Mahatma told, we were sitting in a cave, some others were sitting, and one Aghori came. And I did not get up. I kept on sitting. Other Aghoris got up, respected him. Because I did not get up, he got very angry. You have insulted me. You did not respect me. Therefore, I'll curse you. And what was the curse? He went and sat in his lap and did the Prithvi Dharana. So the weight of the earth he can invoke in him. So you can imagine on somebody's lap, such a huge elephant, forget about Prithvi, comes. What will be the condition? So this Mahatma whom I am referring to, he said, where he did like this thing? I did Akash Dharana. Therefore, his body weight didn't touch me. Then he said, oh, you are superior than me. He did Namaskar B2 and went away. When I heard that, I kept quiet. Nothing to comment. Nothing happened. But then, I versus you, superior, inferior. Is the south inferior than the north? Is the space in the temple superior than the space in the toilet? Therefore, we told you, meditation is living as an ordinary person, not extraordinary. There was one seeker who was going around Narmadaji, young boy, 28, 30. And he was crossing. There was one Mahatma, Bajrang Das. And he looked at him. There are other Mahatmas sitting next to him. Looked at him and with a disgust went away. So this Mahatma said, look here, this fellow has come to me only, but he doesn't know. He'll come. After 1 hour, he again came back. And then his thoughts were, all these Mahatmas simply sitting, doing nothing, no social service, they should do something for the nation. So like that. Therefore he asked, I want to become a Mahatma. What I have to do? So that Mahatma said, look here, to become Mahatma, nothing special required. It is the process of undoing. Don't do shaving, you become a Mahatma. Don't keep your hair, you become Jatadhari. Then, if you want to become human being. What a difference it makes. We don't have to become extraordinary. It's common. So when we want to become extraordinary, what is our struggle? Our struggle is two ways. One, we want to prove something to someone. And second thing, we want to justify. Two things. They should be removed from our heart. Like the example I gave, Ramakrishna Paramahamsa and Vivekananda. Vivekananda had arrogance that you are calling me, sending messages, you are getting attached to me. That great master told, You accept me out of suspicion and doubt, but I know who are you. We approach the teachers in the atmosphere of suspicion and doubt, but the teachers know us. Seeing the envelope, they can read the contents. This is the basic difference. And therefore, all the Mahatmas, they do not have anyone very close, very distant, inner circle, outer circle, secretary, president. No. Whenever a Mahatma has got a secretary, president, he is a corporator Ananda. No walls. You know that Haldiram Bhujiyawala? So he has one factory in Nagpur. When I was crossing through, for whatever reason, I had to go to his house. We had lunch and all that. So for the first time, because I had gone there, he had a very big, nice picture of Bhagavan Krishna and then golden plated, whatever art you call it, the Tanjore art, from South India. That big picture. That was very beautiful. Then he says, Swamiji, she is our daughter-in-law, married only a month before. So I said, she said, Swamiji ko namaskar karo. I said, Mama, wait, don't do namaskar. Come near. The same picture I gave it. I said, this is for you. And now, like this, Krishna should come in your life. Okay, take it. But Swamiji, I gave it to you. I said, is it mine or your? Your. Then what I do with my things, I decide, not you. But Swamiji, I wanted you to take. I said, okay, I will take it on one condition. You have to give me walls also to hang. Where will I hang it? Therefore, spiritual life is not living as somebody, but living as nobody. We all know this point difference should be clear. We all know what we are, but we have to know who we are. What is the spiritual practice or meditation? A journey from what to who. Friends, don't struggle in meditation. When you struggle in meditation, you are going the wrong way. Sometimes you sit down quietly, just being cool, very good, no problem. Hari ichha. Sometimes the mind doesn't cooperate, never mind. झाड़ू लगाओ, कपड़े धो, ironing करो, do something. But remain in that awareness mode. So, what is ultimately meditation? Where the meditator disappears. That is meditation. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Hari